A lot of the things that you go through feeling, you don't know if it's real or not.
Coping with the kind of loss most of us can't imagine, much less understand. How a widow is able to forgive after the shooting death of her husband in church, and what has changed since.
We meet people at the door and we say, would you mind opening up your coat, or opening up, if they've got a large bag, do you mind?
Evening, everybody. Doug Dunbar with you. This weekend is going to mark 2 months since a shooter stood up at Sunday service at West Freeway Church of Christ in White Settlement and killed 2 well-known and beloved members. Tonight, for the first time, we are invited inside, where it happened, to see how they're coping, to find out what they've learned, but also, perhaps most eye-opening tonight, to hear the forgiveness that some have found for the man who did it. You're not angry?
I'm not angry. I am not angry.
Not spiteful?
At him, no.
But truth be told, Glenda White has every right to be angry.
This is your first time in here? Mm-hmm. I can't imagine.
The worship area where it all happened has been sealed off since the day of the shooting. This happens to be the first time Glenda is walking in.
I was right here.
Seeing the very spot her husband Richard died, trying to defend everyone in the room. It's her first time seeing the bullet holes still in the walls. But what can't be covered up is the fact that this is the last place Glenda White ever saw her husband, and it's also where she heard the last words that he would ever speak.
I heard him yell, "Drop it." And that's when
you heard those words.
I heard his voice. And I turned, and just as I turned is when he fired that first shot.
Richard was a member of the church's Armed Shepherd security team. And as we saw in the video, he stood up from his chair and began to reach for his concealed weapon. And that's when the shooter took direct aim and fired. And the gunman then turned and fired on church deacon Tony Wallace. Time stood still.
It was 2 minutes until the police arrived, 4 minutes until the EMTs arrived.
What did it feel like?
2 years.
2 good men killed in barely 2 seconds by a man, Minister Farmer, his wife Lisa, and now widow Glenda White. All have chosen to forgive.
That man was somebody's son, somebody's brother, or cousin, grandson, husband, dad. I didn't know. I knew he was troubled.
This man shot your husband, took his life, and less than 2 months later, you have forgiveness in your heart.
I had forgiveness very early on.
These are some of the very first ones that we received.
The lobby area that was filled with chaos is now a place of comfort.
So sorry for what you've been through, but thankful that you were prepared.
Filled with cards, letters, banners, all with messages of hope, strength, and faith. So this is where you're worshiping now?
Yes.
Until a full renovation, services have been held here across the hall. At every Sunday service since that day, there are meetings with crisis grief counselors. It's making a difference?
It's making a big difference. A lot of the things that you go through feeling, you don't know if it's real or not.
The way the shooter was dressed that day, in disguise and a long coat, has left lasting impressions. One for Glenda.
His face. In dark spaces, I see his face looking at me. Because I was by the door when he came in.
And one that has led to an upgrade in the church's already robust security plan, which for years has included cameras, monitors, and those armed shepherds that we saw on that video.
We still believe that this is a very safe place, but we do meet people at the door, and we say, would you mind opening up your coat, or opening up, if they've got a large bag, do you mind?
Are there people who were here who simply cannot walk back in here?
Yes. Yes.
Wow.
Everyone heals on their own time, but knowing so many are thinking of them does help. But for the congregation of West Freeway Church, it is their faith, and for some, forgiveness, that has shined the brightest light out of their darkest day.
I've got to take my life back. I can't keep being scared. I've got to get a handle on this. So it's just one step in front of the other.
And everyone you heard from in the story also credits the man who killed the shooter that day, parishioner Jack Wilson. He is a church member. He's a former law enforcement officer who helped implement, in fact, the Armed Shepherds program at West Church. That was 4 years ago. Mr. Wilson didn't respond to our offer to come and join us, but it should be said and noted that those I spoke with at West believe that the program he continues to oversee made the difference between the very difficult losses of Mr. White and Mr. Wallace versus how much worse they really do believe it would have been. Their faith has led them to forgive, but it's also helped them to be prepared.